Are you ready? Hey, think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Retro Wrestling Revival. I am John Wanglin, and joining me, as always, is my partner, Brother Martin. Welcome back, Mr. Martin. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, brother. Why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell me how I'm doing?
I'm going to say this right off the bat. I'd like to be the first one to say this tonight. I acknowledge my tribal chief.
You acknowledge your tribal chief. You know what? One of the best reigns of all time, being world champion. We got to give our props to the tribal chief Roman Reigns. Awesome WrestleMania. By the way, like the WrestleMania review show was absolutely awesome that you guys did. So I was to let you guys know that. And you know what? We are back in the saddle. We are back on our Monday night series, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back on Nitro, if we will. We've been celebrating and we've been going down this road, the summer of Lex, ladies and gentlemen, and it's all come down to this, if you will. And you know what? This is the beginning of the Monday Nitros, like the 3-hour Monday Nitro shows. So we're going to be in for some treats, for some surprises. And one thing that I'm hopefully looking forward to, John, is the fact that the shows are longer. Maybe they'll give the matches more time.
We shall see.
And maybe maybe they can flesh it out better. And really quick, here we go.
I own 87 dogs, and all of them were trained by Nate when I was the governor of Minnesota.
Gotta love Jesse Ventura. Hello, Tim. Hello, Tim Henson from Tennessee. Great to see you out, my friend. Welcome to the stream tonight. Welcome to everybody coming out. Welcome to everybody who's going to join us, watch this later on. Man, we're really firing on all cylinders here on the show recently, and it's a big part to Chris, man. Chris, you've been really building this Facebook up to 16,000 followers.
16,000, baby, and counting. And the thing is, guys, ladies and gentlemen, our goal for the year by December of 2024 was 10,000 for me and John. We hit that within the first couple months of 2024. Then we set a goal for 15,000. Guess what? We've already hit that.
Let's keep it going. Keep on that sharing. Yeah, for everybody that's out there, everybody's sharing the posts and stuff. We got a great community we're building. So we're glad to have you here. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing a lot more live streams. Chris and I every week are going to be doing our Nitro and Raw Monday Night Wars live stream that we're doing. Richie and I are doing this stuff on the radio. We got so many great things. Chris puts up just a plethora of amazing, funny content. Chris has a very wild sense of humor, and I didn't know how it would translate at times to some of the people, but people love the content. So it's really awesome. So we're really hitting on all cylinders. And this is a really epic show tonight. And I'm super excited for it because I love Lex Luger. We've been doing this Monday Night War series for several years now to get to the point where we're at. And we've been talking about 97 and Lex winning the world title. And we're finally here tonight. I'm really excited for it. Yeah, it's going to be a great episode, I think. I just remember the ending. I don't remember the rest of the show, but it's going to be a great one, man. We're going to have a lot of fun. So if you guys want to watch along with us, you can go on over to whatever app you watch on. We check it out on Peacock. So if you want to watch along with us on whatever you watch, please feel free. It's a fun show. As you know, it's going to be a great moment at the end of the show with the Lex and the Hogan match that they've been building up. And we got a long card. We got a pretty big card tonight. So let me run down the card really fast.
We got the card. Do we have Ice Train on here?
I don't know yet. Let's see what we got. Let's see. We might have them. So this is the August 4th, 1997 Nitro once again. It's from the Palace of Auburn Hills in Michigan. Very, very, historic arena that, for many, many years was a big wrestling hotbed. So Palace of Auburn Hills, great spot to have it. They're a really lively crowd, especially at the end. Hello, Jeremy. Great to see you, my friends. The band is back together. The Retro Wrestling Revival podcast, Wolfpack, where the three best friends could have. Amazing, Amen. My friend. And happy anniversary to Jeremy and his wife, wonderful wife, Laura, today.
Awesome, brother. Congratulations, man.
Yes. Congrats, for sure.
Many more years of blessings and positivity, my
Absolutely, friend. Man. Such a lovely couple with a lovely family. I got a chance to meet Jeremy's lovely son, and he's just the best. Yeah. I was chatting with Jeremy when I was on my trip overseas. A couple of we would talk frequently, and I got a chance to meet his lovely son, and what a lovely family that he has. So just got to throw that out there, man. What a great group, and what a great family the Knicks family is. And congratulations to you and your lovely wife on your anniversary tonight. So shout out from your friends over here at the Retro Wrestling Revival podcast. Boom. And this is the card tonight, Chris. We got Curt Hennig taking on Mortis tonight to lead that off. Maybe that could be a good match. Yeah,
I got
we'll see. We'll see. Dean Malenko and Jeff Jarrett are taking on Chavo, Guerrero Jr. and Hector Guerrero. Then we got the Giant taking on Jumping Joey Maggs, Lenny Lane, and Scott D'Amore in a triple threat match.
Wow, we're going to see Scott D'Amore. Hopefully he can do a Canadian Destroyer.
Ricky Morton. All right. Tim says, like to say congratulations to Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express, my dear friend in the Hall of Fame. Yes, congratulations to Ricky. What a great competitor he is always. One of the all-time greatest tag team workers of all time and one of the best tag teams. Yeah. Oh, God, Ricky Morton. Bestseller ever, in my opinion. Just going to throw that out there. Probably the bestseller ever. Just going to throw that out there. So 100%. Love Ricky Morton. Then we got Chris.
Prince IK.
No.
Who?
Public Enemy is here, and they're taking on High Voltage.
Again.
So little Public Enemy versus High Voltage. So we'll have some fun making fun of the Public Enemy when they come up. Alex Wright is taking on Scotty Rakes for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. That should be a fun match, I think.
That's going to be a good match, actually. I think that could be the sleeper match of the night.
Could be. Very well could be. Two great performers. Definitely might be some fun to watch that. Then we got Chris Benoit taking on Syxx. That should be a pretty good match, I think, too.
Yes.
And we got Booker T taking on Vincent. Wrath versus the Barbarian. Konnan versus Psychosis. Ernest the Cat Miller and Glacier versus Damien and Silver King. Boy, that's an odd pairing in a match, huh?
Okay.
We'll see. I would much rather have had El Dandy. I'm just going to throw that out there. But
dude, anybody that doubts El Dandy not only goes on Chris Jericho's list, but they also get cursed by Danhausen.
Daniel sent me a pic today of the tag team of El Dandy and Chris Jericho when they were tag team champions in a promotion in Mexico. Yeah, shoot Daniel a message later, or I'll try to find the picture from when we were talking earlier, and I'll send it to you. So, yep. It's pretty great, man. It's pretty awesome. Then we got Diamond Dallas Page versus Ric Flair. We got the Villanos, Villano 4 and 5 taking on Hector Garza and Liz Mark Jr. and Hulk Hogan, the champion, taking on Lex Luger for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. So, yep, what an awesome show we got for sure tonight, Tim. It's going to be a great watch for anybody who wants to join us. And Jeremy says, thank you. Y'all are family for life. Justin's learning more wrestling moves. He took a perfect plex like a champ. Oh, there you go. Teaching him now, man. You got to hit him with that perfect plex. I like it.
There you go.
All right, Chris, are you ready to roll and get on into this, buddy?
I'm ready to rock and roll, baby. Let's do this.
All right. So once again, if anybody wants to watch along with us, go on over to Peacock and you just look up WCW Monday Nitro. It is season 3, episode 31, August 4th, 1997. Chris, let's get going now. We're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hit that play button now.
Okay.
We got the bell ringing. Is Michael Buffer going to be our announcer right from the start? Yes, he is.
All right. Michael Buffer, if you would. So is he going to announce Scott D'Amore?
I guess. He is all jazzed up in that white tuxedo suit he's got on.
How much money do you think he made over the years with World Championship Wrestling?
The rumor was that he made about $50,000 per appearance.
Good God.
Think about that. 50 grand to come out and announce and say, let's get ready to rumble. There's been other times people have said that he's even got more than that, and he was a 6-figure guy. So who knows what it actually was. I'm not knocking him, man. If I could get paid, 50 or 100 grand to come out and say, ring entrances and say, let's get ready to rumble and do it like him, sign me up.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, like definitely. I mean, good for him. I mean,
I'd do it for $50 and a cold beer and a hot sandwich.
I would. For me, it would be a Yoo-hoo and 3 Hot Pockets.
Jeremy says, I really like the new logo and colors. Thank you so much, Jeremy. Yeah. So if anybody sees the new logo, it's a great designer. His name's John. If you're ever looking for some stuff to get designed for me, just let me know. He's a really good guy. He's doing a couple projects for me right now. So check out John and shout out to him and his work if you ever need some logos done. He did it in the Nitro font, as you guys might notice. It's done in the WCW Nitro look. So that's kind of why we did the logo that way, especially with all the stuff we watch from WCW. So I appreciate you that you like it. And we're going to be putting it on merch soon. So for anybody that's ever interested in getting a cool shirt, it's going to be coming up in the very, very, very near future.
Yeah. And like the beautiful thing about it is with like the merch and with everything else like that's happening right now, guys, like the Facebook, the radio, everything, the merch coming out, you have made this all possible.
Amen.
And me and John and Richie, we want to say thank you. And this is a little bit of inside baseball here, guys. Okay. We have been so successful with our Facebook page recently that within the past month we've had over 2.5 million visitors to our page.
And gotta love it, man.
That blows us away, and that's all thanks to you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, it sure is, man. Just a great group of people that come out and support the show, and we can't appreciate all your support enough. Hot Pockets, beer, cheese, pretzels, and a frozen Coke, and I'd take Buffer's gig. Amen.
Oh God, like some cheese pretzels sound really good right now. Actually,
they really do. They really do.
Yes.
I'm not opposed to that either. Hollywood's coming out right off the bat with Eric Bischoff. Yes.
Oh man, speaking of Eric Bischoff, he's my new hero. His perspectives and views on Tony Khan recently he's hit the nail right on the head. And you know what, John, we should do like a bonus show within like the next few weeks about Tony Khan and like the state of AEW.
Yeah, check out the show on Sunday on the radio. I actually covered it last night. So
okay,
but I'm always willing to cover more on him. We had to rush it because we had so many great topics last night on when we were taping the radio shows for this week, and one of them came up. We only got about 15 minutes on it, which I was really bummed out about because we just went way too long on a couple of other topics. So we definitely need to dive back into him again on the show because I'm interested to see. I actually have the TV up tonight. I'm going to put it on with this footage crap that he's putting up, and what an embarrassment of a company.
It's sad that the
WCW 2000, buddy.
Oh yeah, well, like the biggest ratings draw for them this week is somebody that doesn't work for them anymore.
Seriously, look at this crowd, man. This crowd is hyped.
Now, like the Dustin Rhodes Samoa Joe match, I would love to watch because you know that I'm a big Dustin fan.
Oh yeah.
I wish they would pull the trigger and let Dustin have the belt.
The irony of them putting Dustin on and giving him a shot when his brother just won it is hilarious. Boy, WWE lives rent free in Tony Khan's head, huh? He just cannot stop thinking about them. He just loves them. Everything that he does is all about them. Boy, Hollywood's looking great here, folks. Chris is a little frozen there for a second, so I'm going to take him off the screen just until he gets it back. I'm only watching AEW tonight. Is for Adam Copeland versus Penta. That should be a good match, actually, Jeremy. I bet you that'll be a good one. Boy, Bischoff did one hell of a job here with the NWO and everything in 97 to get the crowd this hot. Imagine just week after week having these crowds as hot as they were having at this time. And, you're seeing it with WWE now. They had the biggest sellout crowd or the biggest gate in Monday Night Raw history this last Monday. And kudos to them for really turning it around. Pretty awesome to see. And a lot of people talking about the Attitude Era. Is it coming back? There's a lot of elements of it, but I think we're getting a whole new era of fun things that's coming to wrestling. And it's really been a great time to watch it and be a fan of professional wrestling. So whatever your flavor is, there's something out there for everybody. And Hoke, he doesn't have his mustache too thick here. I think he just was taping Santa with muscles or something. He looks very different without the black beard and the NWO style for Hollywood. What did you guys think that are watching right now? Let me throw this out there to you guys. Were you guys fans of Lex Luger at this point in time in 97? Were you behind him winning? I'll say it right here. I was hugely behind it. He was one of the hottest commodities in wrestling in 97 at this point. He was a real unsung hero of WCW. I wish they would have given him a longer run, but we're setting up for a big moment tonight, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. What did you guys think of Lex Luger in 97 for those who might have watched it? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. I'm always interested to hear them. Hogan is talking about right now, folks, that he is going to prove that he's the greatest in the world because they got Hog Wild coming up too. So he's going to continue to prove it. And Eric is such a great heel. Just so good as a heel. There's a guy that looks like Beavis and Butthead in the front row with the Hogan Fears talent sign. The NWO music is going off while he's still talking. I think that might have been a little bit of an accident. Hogan's calling for him to stop. You see lots of Sting face paint on in the crowd. People are still dying for Sting to come out and keep doing his stuff. WCW was just so hot in 1997. Just tremendous stuff that they were doing. Raw has not been as interesting in the weeks, that's for sure. It's not been as interesting as Nitro has been for the most part in 97, but they're about to pick up as well. So that's the fun part about this time frame is that WWF really had to step it up with WCW because WCW was kicking the crap out of them. I miss the days of the signs too, when you see all this different signs in the crowd and the things that they put up on there. Fans were so much more interactive, so much more fun. Even look at that big NWO banner in the background. We got on commentary tonight. We got Mike Tenay, the professor, the living legend Larry Zbyszko, and Tony Schiavone. What a great announcing crew this was. All right, Jeremy says, I think Savage should have took the scripted injury at Bash at the Beach instead of Luger. Okay. And was a WCW Lex fan. He was awful in WWE. He was awful in WWE, Jeremy. That's that Lex Express stuff. I mean, I get why they did it, but it just didn't work. He was always better in WCW to me as the total package. Always better. Probably have the best look of all time of wrestlers, or one of the best looks in many people's opinions. Mike Tenay, love his announcing. I miss hearing him. I know he's retired from wrestling and he's doing his thing out in Vegas and he's stepped far away from the wrestling business. But man, I always loved Professor Mike Tenay and his commentary. It was always fantastic. We got Mortis coming out first here, who is Chris Kanyon, of course. Tremendous worker, unfortunately, is no longer with us anymore. What a great worker he was. Big fan of Chris Kanyon's in-ring work. The Mortis character was just a little too late when they were in this different era of edgier wrestling. And, you know, you get these kind of goofy characters coming out. And unfortunately, it just didn't work. I was glad to see he got a good run, though, later on, of course, as Chris Kanyon. His stuff with DDP was always fun. And who could ever forget the Judy Bagwell on a forklift match? Let's see. Who do we got coming out next here? All right. We got Mr. Perfect, Curt Hennig, coming out with some really, really cheesy music. But, hey, he's got the old towel flip there. I love Curt Hennig. Love Curt Hennig. What a great in-ring worker. It was sad to see him in WCW, though, in my opinion. He just unfortunately had a lot of injuries and just didn't really seem like himself, Unfortunate, but hey, it was good he got a paycheck and got to keep doing what he was doing. I think his best work was when he was a heel and had Harley Race as his manager. All right, interesting. If you haven't seen the Harley Race documentary, you need to go check it out for the Dark Side of the Ring one. Very interesting. I watched it on Sunday. So watch it on Sunday. Finally got a chance to get around to it this week. And it was a really, really interesting one that they did on Dark Side of the Ring for Harley Race. So definitely would suggest checking it out if you guys are fans of Harley Race or want to go back and see one of the ultimate tough guys of professional wrestling. What a bad dude Harley Race was. Got the best referee in professional wrestling history, in my opinion, Mr. Nick Patrick in the ring. It's great to see Nick. And they are setting up a little bit about Hog Wild. I was never really a big fan of the stuff they did in Sturgis. It just didn't do it for me. Never did it for me with the biker crowd and everything like that. It always took away from it. And you could tell half of them didn't even know what was going on. It was just a disinterested crowd of drunk rednecks. And they always said some pretty awful things to some of the people of color. Booker T and Stevie Ray, they called them some awful names when they were there, almost got in fights with them. I was just never a big fan of Road Wild and the things that went on there. Chris is trying to connect right here again. Let's see if he gets back on. It looks like he might be having some computer issues. Then we got, let's see, Jeremy says, the Bray Wyatt documentary broke my heart in the closing minutes. I have yet to see it yet, Jeremy. So I have not seen the Bray Wyatt documentary yet. So I will be checking it out sometime over the next couple of weeks. I heard it was really, really well done and really, really good. I hope we see Bo Dallas come back soon. I don't know if they're going to do the Uncle Howdy character or what they're going to do, but I'd be interested to see him come back, see what they might do with him. When I listened to him and some of the promos and things that they were kind of doing and some of the teasers and things they put out, I did hear like the little teaser from the end of the documentary with Bo Dallas. Man, he sounds so much like his brother when they just let him talk normally. It's kind of scary how much he sounds exactly like him. James Vandenberg goes for Curt Hennig's hair and gets punched in the process of it. They're fighting on the outside here, Mr. Perfect, Curt Hennig, and Mortis. They got a lot of matches on this card tonight, so I think it's going to be some fast matches here, maybe 5 minutes or less. One of my knocks on WCW is that they put too much on sometimes, and unfortunately, a lot of great matches that they could have had just did not get enough time on the main show on Nitro. And I've always been a big fan of the Luchadors. I always think it was just great to see them. I always thought they set the tempo of the show off right. But one of my constant gripes is that they just don't give them enough time. They give them about 5 to 7 minutes at the most, and there's so much more I thought that they could do with them. And they always ramp the crowd up so good. Probably one of the best ones I've seen in a long time. Definitely worth the watch. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking it out. WWE produces some tremendous documentaries for anybody that has really never watched them, but for those people that have watched them, I think you'd probably agree that their documentaries are just second to none. Second to none. WCW had such a bloated roster, too, at this point. And I know they were going to 3 hours, and they were eventually going to go to Thunder. I think it was in 98, but their roster was so bloated. Very much reminds me of AEW and the way that they're doing things now. Too many people on it, not enough people that they put a lot of value into to make it worthwhile. It's just too many filler matches that sometimes were on the shows. All right, he's going for the perfect plex on him, and he hits it. Nice. Love the perfect plex. Speaking of what you were talking about earlier, Jeremy, and he gets the pin. Mr. Perfect, Curt Hennig, has won against Mortis. Man, Curt is just one of the best workers of all time in the ring to me. One of my favorite matches of all time, if not my favorite match, is the 1991 match. I always say it on the show here of Curt Hennig versus Bret Hart. So love that match. It's one of my favorite matches of all time. Really didn't get the crowd hyped up, though, for that one. they're really, really waiting to see this match between Lex Luger and Hulk Hogan. So unfortunately, it's the main event, so everybody's got to wait. But I think they'll have some good matches on this card tonight. It was an okay opener right there. Nothing special or anything like that. Curt just came in, so they're still kind of teasing the stuff with him. Is he going to be a horseman? Is he going to be, with them or against them? And they're going to set up a pretty good feud right after Hog Wild that's going to lead into the War Games pay-per-view. I still always say this, that the West Texas Rednecks, I love this stuff that they did at the end. I know some people thought it was goofy and corny, but I love the whole West Texas Rednecks. Look at the fans there. They got a Monday Night Raw poster that they're ripping up, and the cameramen are making sure to get that. Boy, the crowd is hyped for this tonight. Woo! Some interesting folks in the crowd, some interesting signs. That's a huge, I don't know if that's a shirt or a banner. Man, it's weird to see Sting and the old face paint that he used to have, the Surfer Sting look, even when he had the longer hair. It's weird to see him in it because, to me, I always look at him as the Crow Sting, the black and the white, the Joker Sting, the stuff he did in TNA. It's weird to go back and see him when he was that, white meat baby face Surfer Sting. They really, really, what an angle this was to set it up. Just tremendous. 1.5 year long build. Guy never wrestled too. So for almost 1.5 years, pretty crazy. And they made it hot and interesting every single week. Sting was my guy. He was my favorite WCW wrestler, hands down. Who was all of your favorite WCW wrestlers? Throw it in the comments. Let us know. Sting was it for me. He was my WCW guy. Hogan, of course, is my GOAT, as I've said many times here on the show, but he was my favorite wrestler of all time, hands down. Who do we got next coming out? Let's see. Oh, I think we got Chavo and Hector coming out now in a tag team match. Yep, we got Chavo and Hector coming out. Boy, Hector, he looks like he's about 60 years old here, but he's probably only about 40. He looks just like Eddie, though. Wow. They look alike in many ways. I don't know who has the better mustache, Eddie or Hector. I don't know. They both got great mustaches. Let's see. Jeremy says, I feel like AEW is WCW. It hurts me, honestly. I stood the front line of fandom for that company, but the wrong people got mistreated or moved on. Tony will fall on his sword. Why would you put the Young Bucks over Punk and Cody? I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. That's a guy that's a mark, that's running a company and is running it into the ground because he's got unlimited cash. Jeremy's favorites, Sting and Double A Arn Anderson. 2 great picks. The Enforcer, Double A. We got Jarrett and Malenko coming out together. And, of course, they got the lovely Miss Deborah, who I thought brought absolutely nothing to the table at all. Chris is still trying to get on, folks, so it's just going to be me for a little bit. So I'm doing my best to run this as a solo tonight right now while he's getting his internet stuff fixed. God, this Jarrett music is horrible. He's got the Dick Dancer outfit on. He's done some great stuff as a heel at the later points of his career. Man, the Last Outlaw stuff, some of my favorite Jarrett stuff. His podcast is quite interesting too. I'll say that. I don't get a chance to check it out all the time, but his podcast is quite interesting as well. He's got the U.S. strap at this point in time. All right, so Tim says, let's see. Tim says Sid Vicious, one of the great ones. He was doing a live podcast. Yeah, he was doing it for a while. Is he still doing it, Tim? I think he stopped it for a while. I don't know if he's doing it anymore. He is the master and the ruler of the world for sure. Talk about guys, that had a great look. We mentioned Lex Luger earlier. Sid Vicious, boy, he's another one that had just one hell of a look. One hell of a look was Sid Vicious. I was always a big fan of him. Great heel. I love Psycho Sid. Psycho Sid's my favorite version of him, though. I'll say that. Psycho Sid's my favorite version of him. Chavo and Dean are at it. 2 great technicians, 2 great workers. Beautiful, move there by Chavo. Nice drop kick as well. Dean Malenko, one of the best in-ring workers. Can't ever really remember a bad Dean Malenko match that I've ever seen. Now we got Hector Guerrero coming in, doing some of the monkey flips to get in the ring. And Jeff Jarrett's back in. He's getting booed like crazy by the crowd. They are not big fans of Double J. He's doing the Jackie Fargo strut. Now Hector's trying to do it too. And the crowd is just not into this one. The crowd is chanting, Jarrett sucks. I think a lot of people at this time would have definitely agreed with that. If you hear my dogs growling in the background, I apologize, folks. It's still light out here, till about 8. So every little dog that goes by, they decide to give them a big growl to let them know it's their yard. I wonder how much a guy like Hector Guerrero was making at this point in time just to be a filler on the roster. It just didn't seem like it was very beneficial to have him on. The crowd was never into Hector, unfortunately. Let's get friggin' Dean in the ring now. Come on, Jarrett. Let's go. I want to see some Malenko. I don't want to see Jarrett working right now. Yeah, I used to watch him, and he don't know more. Yeah, he doesn't. I think he ended it a couple years ago. Someone that was underrated was Barry Windham as the Lone Wolf in the early 90s. Barry Windham is a hell of a worker, Jeremy. Great pickup on Barry Windham. Man, Barry Windham was just, no pun intended to Dustin Rhodes here, but he was just a natural in the ring. He was so darn good in every capacity. He made everything look easy. Everybody would always talk about Barry Windham. The guy, loved fast cars. He loved drinking his beer. I think they said he was a big smoker. Never worked out a day in his life. He was just that damn good. He was just that much of a natural talent. Barry Windham, great worker, and just went in the Hall of Fame with Mike Rotunda as the U.S. Express this last weekend. So congratulations to both of them. Tim says, I remember when Malenko first started, he was in a gym auditorium, very fast moves. Yeah, I remember seeing him in ECW, Tim, and loved his work there. I remember seeing him and Rey Mysterio there in Psychosis. They were some of the ones that actually hooked me on watching ECW was Malenko, Psychosis, and Rey Mysterio. Some of the ones that I just loved watching. I remember watching Rey Mysterio work, and I just couldn't believe the stuff that he was doing as a kid when I watched it. And I'm from New York, so it came on at about 2 o'clock in the morning on the MSG channel. I still remember it. I think it was on like a Saturday at like 2 a.m. And I would always, if I couldn't stay up, I would tape it. You would tape it on your VCR and watch it the next day. I saw it one time and I was hooked. Loved watching ECW. Loved watching those guys work. Jarrett's going to go for the figure 4 and Chavo's going to hop in and distract him. He is the definition of a Texan. He sure is, man. He likes fast cars. He likes his beer. Probably likes his guns and lives the good life. He's almost unrecognizable when you see him now. He looks just he's very bloated looking, and I know he's had a lot of health issues and stuff, but it's Barry definitely doesn't clean up too much for anything special. Like at the Hall of Fame appearance, he wasn't getting in his Sunday best or anything like that. He's just being who he is. Here comes the Texas Cloverleaf on Hector. Love this submission move. One of my favorites. Jarrett goes in and clocks Chavo, and Hector is going to tap out to the Cloverleaf. Malenko is just very, he doesn't give a shit about teaming with him here. He's got that look on his face like he doesn't want to be here. And, of course, Miss Deborah's holding the belt. Jarrett's trying to get Malenko to do the Jackie Fargo strut, and Malenko is having none of it. He's just giving him the look of death, like he just does not wish to be there at all around them. What did you guys think about Deborah? Beautiful woman, everything like that. Of course, very beautiful woman, but what did you think of Deborah? Did you think she added anything? I thought she was terrible as a manager. Beautiful woman. It was great to see her putting the puppies out in WWF, but I can never get into why they had her around. Seems like a complete waste to me. Mean Gene is out there with into the crowd right now, and he's going up to interview Raven, who's been in the crowd for weeks upon end here and has given no answers on what his status is going to be with WWF, or excuse me, WCW, excuse me. They've been playing this off for a while. Of course, they've had the Stevie Richards coming out with him and stuff like that. Here's Stevie again. Raven usually likes to slap him around a little bit. The crowd is yelling, "You suck, Stevie." Looks like he has a contract now for Raven again. Stevie's got a great YouTube channel for those who haven't seen it. He breaks down a lot of the matches and things like that are going on in the wrestling ring. So Stevie's a great one to actually go back and watch and check out his YouTube channel if you like to dissect matches and stuff. Really, really knowledgeable guy. Jeremy says, let's see. I wish we could have done a redo on Barry and Bradshaw. Yeah, when they were the new Blackjacks, Jeremy. The Lone Wolf and the APA Bradshaw could have been money instead of the new Blackjacks. Not a fan of Debris either. Okay, absolutely. I can agree with that. Tim says, how about Paul Heyman now? Talk about heel. He's managed Brock Lesnar. Now the Tribal Chief. They put him in the washer. Paul Heyman, one of the greatest managers and mouthpieces of all time. Interesting thing is, I think you might see Paul Heyman back sooner rather than later. Maybe we might not see the wise man. Maybe we see the advocate coming back with Brock Lesnar. I don't know. I think you might see Brock Lesnar back in the ring here in the very near future too. Maybe even this week on SmackDown. Could it happen? I don't know. We'll see. They're definitely not shying away from talking about him now, and it looks like they pretty much cleared him of all the stuff that came out in that lawsuit. So we'll see. God, I miss Mean Gene when you hear him. He's just so darn good. Mean Gene. Mean Gene says that he ripped the pen off from the Marriott. You don't kid me. Anybody ever go to a Mean Gene's Burgers when they were open? He used to have the burger chain. Oh, Raven just spit in the face of Stevie Richards. Ugh. Jesus, that's gross. What are your all thoughts on Raven, Neil? Are you a big fan of Raven and his work? I thought he sucked in WCW, and I thought he was good in ECW, of course, but anytime he was in WWF or WCW, it just didn't work for me. ECW Raven was always great, though. Oh, Stevie caught his punch. Raven doesn't like that. Now they're kind of going head-to-head. He says, you're not going to hit me anymore. And Raven gives him a big smile and goes and wanders off into the crowd. Well, at least Stevie stood up for himself there. At least he stood up for himself. We got in the ring right now 3 jobbers that are going to be taking on the Giant. And this is, of course, it's going to be a huge squash match. You got Jumpin' Joey Maggs in the ring. You got Lenny Lane and Scott D'Amore, who many people know as the guy that ran TNA for all those years, who just unfortunately was released from his contract. Very, very smart wrestling mind, and shame to see that they let him go. He was really doing some good stuff from what I saw over in TNA. Shame to see them let him go. Many people forget that he was a wrestler and a worker, though. Here comes the Giant out. He's got no entrance song. Boy, he was a big dude at this point in time, and he was in great shape, too. I always liked him with hair more than the bald Big Show. I guess we got the Giant and Savage at the Road Wild pay-per-view coming up this weekend. That's an interesting matchup right there. Giant's got that intense look on his face as well. He's staring darts down to these 3 jabrones. Watching this Adam Copeland match, if he's not careful, Penta will blow him up. Raven is a hit or miss talent. Yep, I would agree with that too. Like I said, ECW, I'm all for him. Anything else, I was never a fan. Never been a fan. Is Penta working too fast on AEW for Adam Copeland? Is that what's happening, Jeremy? I don't have it on or anything like that in the background. Maybe I'll turn it on in a second. Boy, it's going to be these guys are going to get crushed here. Lenny Lane fell down even before the Giant could kick him. You could tell he was a little nervous on that. Man, he is just destroying these guys. Jumpin' Joey Maggs, one of my favorite WCW jobbers. Lenny Lane, whatever happened to him? I know they did the West Hollywood Blondes or something like that with him, and I think it was Alan Funk. I could be wrong. He never really did anything after WCW closed that I can remember. I think he did like XWF or something for a little bit, that promotion from Jimmy Hart and Brian Knobbs. But I don't think he's ever been seen in wrestling, and a Giant just squashes them right in the corner, all three of them. Full speed ahead. That doesn't look like fun. He's just going to choke slam all three of these guys. Woo! There goes Mr. Maggs. He's going up for a ride. Boom. Done. Scott D'Amore is about to go for a ride too. Done. Over. And Lenny Lane's going up now. He's going for a ride. Done. Boom. What a dominant guy he was in WCW, meaning the Giant, Paul White. And he just pins all three of them at once. Boy, they built him up good. Main event of this, California's Best Inspections. This main event here is Lex Luger versus Hulk Hogan. This is the epic match where Lex Luger wins the world title. Yeah, Adam is having to slow the pace down. I can imagine. Penta works fast. I've seen him live a bunch of times. Penta is a great one to watch. He's fun to watch live. I'm more of a Ray Phoenix guy than Penta, but I love both of them. I think they're both fantastic. Macho Man is out right now with Miss Elizabeth. Yeah. Man, I miss Macho Man. Top 5 favorites of all time for me is Randy Savage, hands down. Man, I miss having him around. What a great freaking talent Macho Man was. It's a shame sometimes Hogan was around, because if Hogan wasn't around, Macho would have been the man, and he would have got built up way better than he was at certain points in time. Poor guy. Yeah, sad to see that he's not around once again, though. One of my all-time favorites. I think for a lot of people, too, they would agree that he's one of their all-time favorites. Everybody's got a Macho Man impression, too, just like the Dusty Rhodes one. All right, let's see if Chris is actually getting back on here. He's having internet issues with Spectrum, he said. We'll see. I miss the old WCW Saturday night stuff. I always loved watching WCW Saturday night as a kid, too. Then it just kind of got hokey at the end because, Nitro was so fun to watch and was so edgy, and then you really didn't get the same talent, of course, on Saturday night. Doing a little video package here for Lex Luger right now. I always play it, for our Monday night series to open up for Lex's song, because I'm such a Lex Luger fan at this time. He's awesome. And I love the Slammer theme song, too. I think it's tremendous. Do you think WWE now is the new WCW and AEW being the old WWF? No, I think you kind of got it flipped around there, California Best Inspections. I think WCW, 2000 is what AEW is right now, where they're imploding. And I think the really hot WWF is what WWE is now, what they're trying to accomplish. So that's kind of my theory on it. But if you're looking at it in the context of when WWE was failing, when WWF was failing to Nitro, maybe I could see it from that perspective. But I look at it more as the AEW is the WCW 2000, and WWE is the juggernaut that came on to beat and defeat WCW and eventually take them out. Only time I wasn't a fan of Savage was when he wrestled with his glasses on and was married to Gorgeous George. I don't know if they ever got married. I think they were just together. And I did not really care for that pairing either. That was at the end of WCW, of course. He was jacked, though, at that time. He was in tremendous shape. I never got the Miss Madness and the Gorgeous George stuff. I never really got it. Never really liked it. Wasn't a big fan of it either. Robbie Rage and Kenny Kaos, High Voltage, are coming out right now. Boy, these guys had a great look, and then it just died right there. The smaller guy, I think his name is Kenny K or Robbie Rage, the smaller guy. He looks like Braun Breaker to me. Oh no, here comes these no talent ass clowns, the Public Enemy. Ugh. I never understood these two. They waved their hands in the air and that was it. Brought tables out. They were fucking terrible. Bury them away in the boneyard of ECW and keep them there. I never wanted to see them in WWE or WCW. I just thought they sucked. I never got why anybody liked these guys. They were it in ECW. They had a little bit of a decent run over there, and then they just kind of bounced around everywhere else. I love how they tried to dictate to the APA and got the snot kicked out of them by them. These guys have had several matches over the weeks before this, as we had watched. I don't really know why we need to see a third one between them, but we're about to get it nonetheless. You got it, Chris. I'll send it over right now, dude. Sorry, I wasn't looking, Chris. I'll send it over to you right now. All right, maybe he's back. Let's see. All right, let's see. Jeremy says, favorite Savage moment that isn't WrestleMania 3. WrestleMania 7, Jeremy. That's my favorite Savage moment. Love the ending of the Warrior match. Love it. It's absolutely awesome. And love it. And I love how Miss Elizabeth comes out to save him at the end. It's one of my favorite WrestleMania moments, too. Love, 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 love it. All right, Chris, if you're watching, I just sent it over to you right now. What about you, Jeremy? What's your favorite? What are some of you guys' favorite Macho Man moments other than WrestleMania 3? What a great match that is, too, with him and Ricky Steamboat, by the way. Let's just throw that out there. We watched that last year sometime here on the show, and what a tremendous matchup that was. It's a great one if you haven't checked it out in a long time, or if you're a wrestling fan. Anytime you watch Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Macho Man Randy Savage, you know you're going to get something good. I can't say the same about Public Enemy. These guys had about 3 moves, and that was it. I'm surprised they even knew how to do a couple of wrestling moves. Were any of you guys fans of the Public Enemy? His rivalry with Jake, absolutely. There's some very good stuff. The Cobra biting him, that tremendous moment that everybody will always remember. He was a great commentator. You're right, California's Best Inspections. He's a Macho Man, did commentating also on the side. Could have done it more if he probably wanted. The story was behind that was Vince wanted him to do commentary and didn't want him to work in the ring anymore. And he felt he had a lot of gas left in the tank. And that's why he ended up leaving WWF, was he didn't agree that his wrestling career was over. He still wanted to do it. Vince didn't want him in the ring anymore and just wanted him to do commentary. So that's why he went to WCW. That was the main reason. I think it worked out well for him. He had a hell of a run in WCW for sure. Public Enemy was a Wish version of the Nasty Boys. That's a great analogy right there. I like that. High Voltage, great look. It stopped right there for them. Mike Tenay's kind of talking about how they just broke into the business a couple years ago and everything like that. They had a very good look to them as a tag team. It just stopped right there. They were terrible workers in the ring and just really had no personality or charisma. When your gimmick is being high voltage, I think it's kind of nonetheless, it's just probably not going to work out too well for you. Public Enemy sucks. The Nasty Boys are better. Thank you very much. I agree. They are one of the fucking worst tag teams. I can't stand watching them half the time. I usually skip through their, forward through their matches because they suck so bad. Oh, the worst. WCW's tag division really, really sucked at this point in time, though, in my opinion. you had a couple of really good teams, but they just recycled the same feuds over and over and over again. It was, to me, the only real decent teams that were out there was the Steiner brothers, which they eventually disbanded them, of course. And, of course, the Outsiders were a great team. And, yeah, Harlem Heat, that to me was kind of it. Maybe I'm missing a few here, but just their tag team division was just the freaking worst. But they made up for it with everything else. They had the awesome luchadors. They had stuff, you know. I always enjoyed the TV title stuff too. All right. Johnny Grunge is in the ring to the hot tag, which nobody cares about. And Robbie Rage and Johnny Grunge are fighting it out. And Rocco Rock is now in the ring. His back of his shirt says, Naughty McDaddy. What the does that mean? And then Johnny Grunge says, Violent McDaddy. Wow. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to get myself in trouble if I say what I think about that one. No, thank you. They got the table on the outside. It's probably already broken like a lot of the tables that they'll set people up on in WCW. Uh-oh. Nope. He's pulling his partner off, and Rocco Rock has gone through the table now. Are they going to get the victory here? Is High Voltage going to win another one? That might happen. This match is a dumpster fire right here. Woo! Man. Larry saying this could work out. I don't know, Larry. All right. Guillotine leg drop. Come on, get the pin and get this match over with. You got it, buddy. I'll send it right over to you, Chris, okay? Sorry, folks. I'm trying to multitask here and get Chris logged back into our stream. Sending it through. Give me a second, Chris. Thank you, Lord. This match is over. Wow. What a pile of slop this was. And the crowd is mild. Man. Come on. A moment of Savage I like that was on camera was the night he wrestled DDP and Spring Stampede. And in the back, Double A asked what the finish is going to be. Savage looked at Paige and said, I'm going to take the Diamond Cutter tonight. That's when the star was born. Imagine how cool that was. I know DDP's told the story many, many times I've heard on podcasts and interviews. What an awesome moment that would have been for him in his career, for Randy Savage to say that he's going to take your finisher. Gonna take the Diamond Cutter. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And the Nitro girls are wasting time on the air right now doing their dance. This was so stupid. Yes, Alex Wright is here. The dancing fool. Come on. Look at him. Look at Alex Wright go. He's got some moves. These Nitro girls don't got shit on Dust Wonder Kid. Boy, he should be a Nitro girl with the way he's doing these moves. Kimberly doesn't like it. He just trumped you, Kimberly. I love Alex Wright. It's hilarious. Mean Gene is calling him for an interview now. Don't quit your day job, Mean Gene says. God, Mean Gene is a national treasure in professional wrestling. God, I loved Mean Gene. Oh, Alex Wright. He was over as a heel with me. I thought he was funny. What did you guys think of Alex Wright? Mean Gene says, we're not talking Wiener Schnitzel here. We talk English. This is America. He was a great worker, I think, in the ring. He was very, very criminally underappreciated, I think, by WCW fans. And it was because there was so many big stars and so many, big acts at that time. So, but he was always a lot of fun to watch for me. Just don't make him that character Berlin. My God, that was awful at the end. But once again, that was the end of WCW. So most things were pretty awful. He just called Chris Jericho a kitty cat. Okay. I don't know what that means, but I don't know why he's calling him a kitty cat. He's yelling about being from Germany now. I don't know why that is of relevance and matters. Beautiful country, though. If you've ever been to Germany, I've been there about 8 times. It's awesome. Beautiful country. Lots of fun. Get on out and check out Germany if you ever can. It's a beautiful country. There we go. We got Alex Wright's theme song going on now. There we go. He's dancing away. Coming down to the ring. All right. It's going to be a fun match here. He's taking on Scotty Riggs next. Great to see Scotty Riggs doing so well. I saw the DDP documentaries. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, you should see the transformation that he made. Great backstory to it, and how he was homeless and on his last leg, and unfortunately was thinking about committing suicide and stuff. And they reached out to him, Buff Bagwell did, and got him over to DDP's house and got him back in shape, got his teeth fixed, made him feel better. And it's great to see him making appearances again. Super happy for Scotty Riggs. Alex don't have anything on that dude from the Heavenly Bodies. Nobody's got anything on the Gigolo, Jimmy Del Rey. The Gigolo, Jimmy Del Rey, is 1 in a million, Jeremy. That guy's a stage 5 creep, man, but the Gigolo's got the moves. Poor Scotty was just lost after the American Males broke up, though, and I know he went to the Flock and did the eye patch gimmick there for a while, but he was just kind of lost at the end. Was unfortunate. He was a very talented in-ring worker, I thought, too. Just for whatever reason, and just didn't resonate with the crowd. His mic skills were never really that good. I think that probably was what got him. And, of course, there was so many big, huge stars at that point in WCW. It was easy to kind of fall by the wayside a little bit. They're fighting on the outside right now, and Alex Wright does the smart move, gets right back in. He's hitting those European uppercuts on him right now. Scotty hasn't even got off his damn vest. Boy, those suspenders, man, are something on him. Those suspenders are something, to say the least. Boy, some of the different looks at this point in time in professional wrestling. You go back to the 90s, and the 90s is one hell of a fashion style. My daughter looks at my pictures sometimes from the 90s, being a teenager in the 90s, and I turned 18 in 2000, so I was born in 82, and she'll look at some of the pictures and say, what the hell were you guys thinking? I'll look back at them, and I can't even justify it, and I'll basically say the same thing. What the hell were we thinking is the key word. Scotty's going up to the top rope with those cowboy boots, too. That's got to be hard. That's got to be hard to work with those cowboy boot things that he's got on, but hey, more power to him. How many of you had cowboy boots as a kid? Woo. Unless you're a good, a good country look with the hat and stuff, and it fits you. Those cowboy boots, to most of us, look just tremendously awful. Alex is dancing. There you go. The guy in the front row that looks like Beavis from Beavis and Butthead. He's dancing too. I think he's had a few too many beers tonight. One thing I'm looking forward to in AEW, let's see, AEW is building 2 is Copeland versus Black. Oh, yeah, the House of Black stuff they're doing with Adam Copeland right now, right? All right, he's back, finally.
Guys, I sincerely apologize. My internet, you've had those issues before, John, it happens,
dude.
So, like, essentially, the deal is that
he's frozen again. We got him
in town. So yeah.
All right, we'll roll with it, man.
All right, brother. So where are we at? I apologize.
You're fine. We are at. Tell me when you got your thing up. The timestamp right now is 49 minutes flat. We're at the Alex Wright versus Scotty Riggs one right now. So Alex Wright versus Scotty Riggs is where we're at right now. Tell me when you're ready to go, and I'll give you a good timestamp.
What the hell? Hold on.
All right. I'll let Chris get situated for a second. All right, he picks up the victory. We got the Dancing Man has the victory.
The Dancing Man won.
He won, buddy.
Disco
he came out. You missed him.
Pool.
He came out dancing behind the Nitro girls and actually danced better than all the Nitro girls, of course.
No offense, but it doesn't. That doesn't take a lot
No.
to do. I'm just saying. But it is what it is, if you will. Once again, guys, I do apologize for the.
It happens, man. It happens, brother. It's all good. We're kicking off hour number 2 now. They're setting off all the fireworks. Tell me when you're ready for a timestamp, buddy, and I'll give you the timestamp.
Okay. What's the timestamp?
All right, timestamp we're going to be at right now is 50 minutes and 11 seconds.
All right. Okay, let's do this.
All right, buddy. We got Bobby the Brain Heenan now on commentary, joining us for the rest of the show. Always love seeing the Brain on, one of the all-time greats.
Legendary Bobby Heenan, a legend of the business, which in my opinion, and in your opinion of yours, Bobby Heenan is one of the greatest performers in the history, if not the greatest performer in the history of the business.
You got that right.
So
damn great. Here comes Luger. All right.
No, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Oh, here we go. And I might have had like my technical difficulties, but thankfully they didn't happen during the Luger match.
No, I'm glad you're back for that, man. If you didn't come back, because I am sick, so my voice is a little hard to do 2 hours and a half by myself. So I was about to skip to the Lex match at the end here because I am sick right now, and I don't think my voice could have sustained 2.5 hours of commentary by myself. It gives me more. It gives me more respect for the commentators who can do that for hours upon end. And,
like Joey Styles.
Yeah, and do it by yourself. I don't know how people do it. So I try to.
I don't either.
I tried to steer the ship as best as I could by myself, folks. So if I wasn't as good, I'm not as good without my partners. So I did the best I could.
Which the thing is that like we go together like lamb and tuna fish.
I got the lamb and the tuna fish.
The lamb and the tuna fish. So
like peanut butter and pickles.
It does. Oh.
Yeah, he was right. Are you a pickle fan?
I love pickles.
Ugh.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love pickles. All right. Were you disappointed that Lex Luger was not inducted this year? No.
Yes, I was. I think it was a travesty. We got fucking Bull Nakano, and no disrespect to the U.S. Express. Both great competitors. We were talking about them earlier. Both wonderful guys, but no offense, Mike Rotunda does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame over Lex Luger.
I agree 1,000%. And Sid Vicious.
Yeah, why are some of these guys not in? It just doesn't make any sense.
No
Bam Bam Bigelow either. I mean, come on.
And the thing is like with the Lex's health issues, I would really like him to be inducted while he's still alive.
I hope so. I mean, he's doing well though. So
yeah, he is.
Right, a spoiler that CM Punk won't even be on the so-called footage tonight. They're only showing Jungle Boy. Oh Lord.
Of course.
That's gonna put asses in the seats.
That is.
Jungle Boy.
So essentially, this is a setup to bring Jungle Boy back.
Probably. That's what a lot of people are thinking.
I gotcha.
Unless they're running an angle out of it, there's no reason whatsoever why they should be doing this. This is just stupid as hell. But once again, we'll discuss it more in the near future on the show because they do some really stupid as hell things over in AEW.
I agree 1,000%. And we got. Speaking of Hall of Famers, we got one right in front of us. We got Sean Waltman, X-Pac, the 1-2-3 kid. Which gimmick was your favorite? Did you like Syxx better than X-Pac? Did you like X-Pac better than Syxx? Did you like the 1-2-3 kid? What was your flavor of Sean Waltman that you liked?
Unpopular opinion. I was never a big fan of him. Always a great worker. Hated him as X-Pac. Unpopular opinion. I think Syxx is better than X-Pac all day.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Some people might not agree with that, and I respect that 100%. But it's to me, I thought he was great over here. I mean, he had a fucking feud with Ric Flair. How much better? How much better could it get for this guy in his career?
That's true. Okay, I can see your cover.
He was great in DX though too. I mean, when he came back, he was phenomenal in DX. So I give him a lot of credit. But to me, I'm going number one for me would be number one would be Syxx, and then second would be when he came back with with the Generation X. So
yeah,
that to me are my two favorite ones for him. Other than that, I was never really a big fan of his character. Great worker though.
His three biggest moments as X-Pac, in my opinion, was his feud with D'Lo Brown, his tag team with Kane, and his feud with Shane McMahon.
You better recognize a little D'Lo Brown action there.
Oh, D'Lo is really underappreciated. I'm not saying that he's Hall of Fame worthy, but he's really good.
He's good. I don't think he's Hall of Fame worthy either, but I definitely am a fan of some of his stuff. I'm turning on Dynamite in the background. It's not going to be on for volume, but I want to see when they do this crap. Why do they put this fat slob, Eddie fucking Kingston, on the show week after week? I can't fucking stand this guy when I see him. I want to turn it off. And no offense to the Briscoes. I know it's a great moment for him after his brother's passing. I can't get behind the Briscoes either. They just don't do it for me. Mark Briscoe.
They don't do it for me either. And
so fucking amateur hour on this show, man. It's fucking amateur hour.
What did you think of Adam Copeland kissing ass last week?
I thought it was fucking pathetic, and it actually made me lose a lot of respect for him. To come out there. It's a guy that made his career. WWE made his career, and I get you want to be loyal to whoever you're with. I thought it was embarrassing. I thought him and that fucking goof from the FTR. What's his name? That fucking bald goof. Dax. What an ass clown he is too.
Yeah.
Probably the most. To me, he's one of the most unlikable fucking pricks in the world. I just don't like the guy.
We're not discounting their talent because
I'm not discounting their
talent.
I get being loyal to your company, but the guy is a dope, man. And I lost a lot of respect for Edge, and I really love Edge. You can't peddle that crap out there. And then, here's Tony Khan coming out and putting all this negative shit out. So whatever.
I agree.
Jeremy says it right here. It's a desperate ploy to get ratings, and it's sad.
I agree 1,000%. And the thing is that the best thing that Tony could do is just ignore it, move on, and just focus on his company.
Yeah.
Because the more he shows weakness like this with like the CM Punk stuff, the more fans are going to be like, okay, why am I watching this? Let me go watch the actual good company.
Gotta no-sell shit sometimes, Like
Vince McMahon was outstanding at doing that.
Yeah, you're trying to get attention in the wrong ways, and you're only catering to a niche market. All right, we got the Young Bucks on AEW right here.
I heard you.
Oh God.
I don't know what they're saying because I have my thing muted. So I'm sure I'll check it out later on.
Why don't you have it on French captions?
French captions. Parlez-vous français?
Parlez-vous français? Yes.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah.
I'm going to mute it and let you take over for a second. I'm going to listen to what these guys have to say, Chris. And I'll report right back. I'm right here listening, okay?
All right, brother. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we got Benoit and Syxx in the ring. They're going at it. Actually, a decent match right now. Oh, beautiful forearm. Syxx is beautiful chops, if you will. Do you guys like your chops medium rare? Do you like them fully cooked? What's your favorite version of chops, ladies and gentlemen? Waltman and Benoit, phenomenal workers. I will never take that away from them. And like we talked about the Hall of Fame, and like a lot of people say Benoit, he deserves to go in. And like in my opinion, strictly based off of his in-ring performance, I agree 1,000%. But unfortunately, the last couple days of his life ruined anything that could have come from that. So, but it is what it is, unfortunately. But we got Benoit, a back suplex out top. Oh, Jeff Jarrett, he has stopped the match. Actually, this is a pretty damn good match. And, of course, Jeff Jarrett in his Dick Dancer outfit ruins it. So it is what it is. Oh, here comes Mongo, ladies and gentlemen. NFL Hall of Famer Mongo McMichaels, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. Every single time we got Mongo on the show, ladies and gentlemen, I got to throw this out there. Go to oblivionshirts.com. Oblivionshirts.com. oblivionshirts.com/teammongo76, oblivionshirts.com/teammongo76. And every single thing that you purchase, whether it's a bumper sticker, like a t-shirt, a hoodie, whatever, every single bit of that goes towards the care of Mongo McMichaels, who's in the fight of his life. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mongo, baby, I hope he stays around long enough to see his enshrinement into the Hall of Fame, because it's very well deserved. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Nitro girls, absolutely horrible dancers. I trust John's his perspective and like his opinion that that Mr. Alex Wright, Dust Wonder Kid, was a better dancer than the Nitro girls. But it's just that German blood, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. He's got the he's got like that, like the hops and barley's going through his veins, man. I'm just saying. He's got the bratwurst. Man, you get like a good bratwurst with like a good German beer, and I'm telling you right now, you're going to dance like your life depends on it. Just saying, guys. All right, so like we got Vincent, a.k.a. Virgil, a.k.a. Curly Joe, a.k.a. Mike Jones, a.k.a. Soul Train Jones. And speaking of that, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say that, which I know I'm speaking for John and Richie, that it's a damn shame that we recently lost Virgil. Me, John, and Richie, like we put him over like $1 million. We are actually like a big fan of his. He was, if you will, the king of the Meat Sauce Mafia, the dawn of the Meat Sauce Mafia. The beautiful thing is he's up in heaven right now, smashing breadsticks together, and he's getting all the meat sauce he wants. Unlimited service 24 hours a day. How cool would it be to have your favorite food delivered to you 24 hours a day? No exceptions. That's awesome right there. Just saying. But we got Virgil right now taking on. We got a bad mamma jamma that's in the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Stevie Ray. You talk about somebody that you don't want to meet in a dark alley. I'm telling you right now, Stevie Ray is one of those guys as well. So just saying. And if Virgil thinks he's got a chance, I don't think, let me quote the Vince McMahon, no chance in hell in a cell. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is going to be a short match. Beautiful. Oh, wait. Never mind. It's Booker T, ladies and gentlemen. I got that confused. So Booker T, like in my opinion, the greatest African-American wrestler in the history of the business, absolute legend. And just saying, if you will, this is going to be a short match, I'm telling you. Booker T, suckers got to know. He's going to lay. Oh, beautiful, beautiful kick. Harlem sidekick.
That was the most desperate and pathetic display that they put that fucking crap on. That was so stupid. That was so stupid.
Was Punk on it at all?
Yeah, they show there was no audio on it, so you couldn't hear anything. Sorry for leaving for a second. I just wanted to listen to the whole thing.
You're good.
They're trying to set up, that the FTR's to blame from something, from the thing, because they're setting up the match. And they show Jack Perry looking like the biggest bitch in the world, man. CM Punk manhandled him, bro. Manhandled him.
And you do know that if that footage is edited in any way, that Punk has a lawsuit.
Bro, Jeremy just said it here. He says, I see a lawsuit coming from WWE and Punk. I have no idea grounds. I'm not a lawyer or anything like that. That was the most counterproductive, stupid fucking move in the world to play that. It did nothing of any value to make AEW look any better.
I know. But
why would they do that?
I don't know. But it's like Punk said, they're not in the business of making money. They're in the business of 5-star matches and hanging out with their buddies.
Tony Khan is one of the dumbest fucking individuals in the world. He has such talent on his roster.
He does.
And that's the horse shit that he does, man. How silly and stupid. Turning it off. I'm turning it off. I'm not wasting 5 more seconds of my view for them. They already got one that they normally don't get. What a disgrace to the business.
And John, think about it. The company is 5 years old, and they don't even average 1 million viewers a week for
pathetic,
Dynamite.
dude. It's pathetic. That was a pathetic display right there, to say the least, man. You'll see the footage later on, I'm sure, when online or whatever, Chris. You see for yourself, like, they show no audio or whatever it is. CM Punk manhandles Jack Perry pretty good, though. I see nothing about what CM Punk said that disproves anything that he said. I mean, we can't hear the audio, so,
Did Tony fear for his life? Did it show that?
I got to go back and watch it again. I didn't see Tony there. You see Samoa Joe in the back, and you see a couple of the other guys that break it up and stuff, but I'd have to go back and rewatch it again to see if I see Tony. I was just watching Punk, and he was right up in his face, and just like he said he was, and he shoved him a few times and pie-faced him, and then put him in a guillotine choke, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then they came over and they broke it up, and Samoa Joe ended up breaking it up along with a couple other guys.
Yeah, because Punk said that Joe said, "Hey, stop doing that."
Yeah.
And he stopped. But no, the thing is that, no offense, Punk is somebody that I wouldn't want to fight.
I wouldn't care about it. I don't think he's a good fighter or anything like that. I mean, I'm
not
saying
regardless.
I'm not saying I could beat him up or anything like that, but I wouldn't.
But someone like Jack Perry would have no chance against Punk. And did you hear Bully Ray's assessment?
Hold on just one second. My daughter just came in. Give me 1 second.
I got you. All right, so Mr. Jeremy said defamation of character, it would hold up in court because that puts Punk in a jam in the WWE locker room. They didn't show the Tony part. Yeah, I agree 1,000%, Jeremy. It's defamation of character. The fact is, especially if there was anything signed to where they agreed not to show footage, I think Tony might have thought the podcast was Punk breaking some agreement. So freaking Tony's like, well, if he's going to break the agreement, then I'm going to show the footage. I'm going to show you. And I think that's probably what happened. So there's definitely going to be like a lawsuit that happens. So, yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy says defamation of character would hold up in court because that puts Punk in a jam in the locker room. They didn't show the Tony part. And Ralph Trozo says absolutely stupid and pointless. I agree, Ralph. Just dumbest move in the world.
I agree 1,000%.
Is Nick here? Who is Nick, Texas Liberty Hank? I don't know who Nick is.
We got John, we got Chris, we got Ralph, Jeremy. I mean, as far as I know
right now. No Nick.
So,
not at this moment.
So, yeah.
Wow, what a dumb move that was, man. That's a channel changer for me right there immediately.
Actually,
that's where you don't want to even give them you don't even want to give them a chance when you see stupid stuff like that.
And it's sad because one of my all-time favorites, he's wrestling for the world title tonight, which is Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah.
And you're going to have like a lot of people that are just going to change the channel and lose the opportunity to watch a great match with Joe and Dustin because of bullshit like that. Just saying.
I bet you about 200,000 people just clicked off right after that.
So, yeah.
That would be my opinion. About 200,000 people, they probably just lost right there.
I agree.
It'll be interesting to see when the ratings come out, because somebody's going to break that down. And it's going to be interesting to see where that goes.
All right, so we got a friend of the show here, right on our screen here on Nitro. We got Wrath, Brian Clark, with dude, you got freaking two badasses
right here. I'm not fucking with Wrath or especially the Barbarian. Did you hear in Paul Heyman's speech what he said?
With Haku?
Yes. He goes, my kids are sitting in the front row. And he goes, if anybody tries to fuck with them, he goes, I just want you to know that Haku is sitting 2 seats down from them.
My God, that's awesome. Yes.
Yep. Jeremy said I turned it off too. Yep. People turn it off right on that, man. That's instant channel changer stuff right there. Think about when Tony Schiavone announced, Mick Foley winning the world title.
You just read my mind, John. I was about to say that.
All the people clicked right off that there when you do that stupid stuff. Go back and learn from history, man. That shit doesn't work.
Didn't they lose like 300,000 viewers
I
after
think they
that?
lost more than that, to be honest with you. I don't remember the exact number, but I think they might have lost more than that.
Yeah. Mick Foley wins the world title. Yeah, that'll put asses in seats.
All right. I says, I love the audience getting upset at Dominic, making him my favorite heel. Only been watching a month or two. I enjoyed Mania. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And Dominic is a great heel, Texas Liberty. He is fantastic for sure.
All right, John, there's many people that have the assessment and the opinion WrestleMania 40 was the greatest WrestleMania of all time. Now, for the people that did not listen to like the review that you did, would you say that it's the greatest Mania of all time?
R-Truth is great too, Hank. I love him. He's pretty damn awesome. Would I say that WrestleMania 40 is the greatest WrestleMania of all time?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's the greatest WrestleMania of all time. I think it's really good. It was really awesome. It's definitely up there, I think. I think the main event match was the greatest main event that they've ever had in 40 WrestleManias, in my opinion.
I agree. It was done to absolute perfection. The storytelling, the character work, everything. And normally whenever you have like a bunch of people running in, it muddies up the story and it muddies up the match. But it was a perfect balance. And it paid tribute to past generations. And it was just amazing. It was done so well. And for me,
so many great moments, you know.
I agree 1,000%. But I still believe WrestleMania 17 is the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
Yeah, I would probably go with that one as the greatest all-around WrestleMania of all time, in my opinion. But WrestleMania 40 was right up there. You know, probably top 3, top 5 greatest ones ever that I've seen. But
I agree.
I thoroughly enjoyed it from, you know, start to finish. Yeah, there was some crappy matches on night one. Night one was a little slower, but it definitely worked itself out great. Oh boy, here comes Haku right out for his partner with Wrath. He's giving him the look of death.
Dude, absolutely.
Imagine those two motherfuckers if they went at it in real life fighting. Woo!
Slapping meat. Okay, that didn't.
I know Brian. Right. I know Brian could hold his own, but by gosh, Ming's a scary dude.
Yeah, he is.
I'm sorry about the Briscoes. I know you love them, Jeremy. I just can't get into them, man. I just can't get into them. I'm sorry.
That's kind of like
I have to be transparent. I'm never going to hide my opinion on things, and you know, I respect everybody's love and opinion for different wrestlers. I'm just not a fan. I know they were great workers and stuff, and as a tag team, I just don't get it, man. I think Eddie Kingston is the shits. I can't stand him. And Mark Briscoe, I have all the respect in the world for him, and I'm glad for his accomplishment. I just don't see it.
Well, that's kind of like with me and you when it comes like to deathmatch wrestling. We just don't get it. I mean, we respect the fans that like it, but for us, that's just not our cup of tea.
Yep.
We love story-based wrestling.
20 is a great WrestleMania, Jeremy, too. He says 20 is still my favorite WrestleMania. That's a great WrestleMania as well. I said, I usually watch the Rumbles, but having watched through storylines for 20 years or more, this was fun. R-Truth and Dominic, it seems special. The audience seems improved. The camera work, too. Great points, Texas Liberty. You're making really great points there. The camera work all day. I agree with you. I like the new things they're doing with them. I really just love what they did to lead up to this.
What's your opinion? Do you think Scott Steiner will tell them to turn the fucking music off?
I wish he would. That would be funny.
Was this the debut with Ted DiBiase?
No. Remember, he's been with the NWO for a long time.
Well, yeah, but like for the Steiners,
might be. This might be his debut with them. It didn't last very long, though. You know, this is his debut with them. Because remember, he didn't like the whole stuff with what the NWO was doing, and he left and all that.
I think it's crazy that Ted DiBiase is still seen within a positive light.
Well, I don't know if he did anything wrong. His kids did a lot of wrong and are facing a very lengthy prison sentence. The one's convicted. Ted Jr. is about to go to trial next year, I think.
And he's probably going to be going to jail.
There's no probably about it. He's definitely going to jail. And I think they said he's facing like 15 to 20 years.
So is Ted Sr. He's
not involved in it.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about his involvement with it. So
he's not like Brett Favre. He's not involved.
He's not a Favre from what I've seen. So he's no Brett Favre.
Yeah.
He's no Brett Favre on it. But I feel for the family, but they made some pretty scumbag decisions. So
I agree.
I don't feel for them going to jail when you're ripping off welfare fraud.
I agree, because this is the thing, is like those systems are put into place like to help people and during like their time of need. Because I mean, do I believe that you should be on it generationally? No, because it's a temporary help.
Yep.
But rich people shouldn't be taking from that. Period.
Nope. Agreed.
So,
what did you think of Ted with the Steiner brothers?
I thought that it was decent. I thought it was really, really good, because this is the thing. We could talk about all of like the awesome Steiner promos, but let's just be honest here. Scott and Rick aren't the most eloquent speakers.
No.
So you got somebody like Ted, a phenomenal promo. So I think he's a great mouthpiece for the Steiners.
Yeah, it didn't last very long, though.
It didn't.
Let's see. I'll go back to Jeremy's one second. Ted DiBiase, $1 Million Man, does signings at super low level anime fest in Texas. Like he's not doing well. I know he does a lot of signings. He's got a podcast now too. I forget what the name of it is, but he's got a podcast too. I think he does it with Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh, Hacksaw, I love him.
Going back to the Savage conversation, which was better, Savage versus Snake or Savage versus DDP?
That's hard.
Savage versus DDP for me.
I don't know, man. Like, that's hard for me. Both phenomenal feuds. But I would have to say DDP and Savage. Simply because you saw that feud made DDP it made him a main eventer. Period. I mean, and speaking of Randy Savage, I was watching a thing on YouTube the other day on how Randy Savage was challenging Hulk Hogan to a charity boxing match.
Back in the day, Randy challenged Hogan to a celebrity boxing match.
He did, and
wow.
he said like the money raised from the pay-per-view would go to like the children's hospital, and because Randy blamed Hulk for Miss Elizabeth leaving him.
I don't think it was that, but I wasn't there, so I would not know.
What you call it? Like the Savage family, famous wrestling family, which is like the Popo family, and I saw some of like the comments, but I was having like technical difficulties. What was your opinion of the Bray Wyatt documentary?
I haven't seen it yet.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I haven't had time since I've been back. So,
brother, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you love Bray Wyatt in any capacity, you will be crying.
Yeah, I plan on watching it over the next couple weeks and stuff. So I'm still just playing catch up from my month-long excursion. So I'm really excited to check it out and see it.
A well-deserved break. I'm just saying, like a well-deserved vacation, man. You work hard. You work hard, and you deserve the opportunity to just unwind and just go travel and you just soak in life, man.
My favorite thing to do. You know that, man. You know how much I love to do it every 6-9 months. Just hop out for a month and disappear. I spent a little too much money on this trip, so I'm going to have to wait just a little bit too much. But it's a good thing I work hard and have a bunch of jobs and make money. So I'll have to replenish it before I can think about doing it again. Me and my daughter are going to do the next trip. We're maybe this summer if I can swing it, but we might do 2 weeks, but we'll see. We're doing something definitely, but we're looking to go to. My daughter's always wanted to go to Japan, so I want to take her to Japan next.
Oh, that's awesome, brother. That is so cool.
She's into anime and stuff, so she's like huge into anime. I didn't get much time. I went to Tokyo for 2 days out of it. I didn't get much time to travel around. I was going to get souvenirs for everybody, but I didn't get an opportunity to because there wasn't a lot of good shops. Yeah. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get much, but I did find my daughter an anime stuffed animal that she loved. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I did get a chance to find that one, but I want to get some time in Japan and go check it out the next time. It's very, very interesting from the couple of days I got an opportunity to see it. So
yeah.
But got to replenish that money first, man. I spent just a little bit too much this time, but it's okay. It's worth every bit of it.
And the thing is that you're just like me, where you're not focus on the material possessions. You're focusing on the experiences because
Yes.
like those material things you can't bring with you whenever you die. Like you can't do none of that. But those experiences you can always take with you and you can carry with you within your memories, which is more valuable to me.
I hit my 29th country on this trip, so it was really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 29th country I went to, so I definitely was really, really cool. One of the ones I was looking forward to the most was one of the biggest letdowns, though. I really didn't enjoy it that much. So
what? Really?
Yeah, Bali. I went to Bali in Indonesia, and beautiful place. I mean, the scenery was amazing. It was absolutely
fantastic.
Fantastic.
Meet any movie stars?
Nah, no movie stars or anything. I went to a really quaint little town that it was way off the grid. It was called Chandidasa. If you ever want to look it up, it's called Chandidasa. It's a beachfront town. Yeah. And very wonderful people, beautiful scenery, amazing stuff. But the food was the worst, and I eat everything. You know me, I'm a foodie, so I eat everything. I got food poisoning. Yeah, I got food poisoning the second day I was there, and then I got an awful sunburn to match.
Oh my God.
So it was, I enjoyed it, but it was probably one of the most biggest letdowns. Other than the beautiful scenery, I just really didn't enjoy it too much. But I did have fun on the scooter. I rented a scooter for the week, and I drove up and down the country in the mountains. I went to this place called Heaven's Gate, which was amazing. Yeah. So much fun. Jeremy says, a trip to Tokyo. I will be your half brother for 2 weeks. Just get me on the plane. All right, buddy. You're always welcome. Anybody's ever wants to travel with me, I'm a big traveler, and I can get you around anywhere. So if you're ever looking to come on down.
And the thing is which I know that I'm going to be, which I'm going to be up in, which I'm finally going to be up in Pittsburgh this summer. So like, I'm excited about that. And with that
you'll be nearby.
Yes. So like what I want to do for the summer is, which I'm not inviting myself, okay, but I would love to stop up in New York for like a few days.
You can invite yourself anytime. The Wangland House is very big and it has plenty of room. It's me and my daughter in a 2,700 square foot house. So
I gotcha.
There's always plenty of room. You just have to like Daryl the Wonder Dog.
I gotcha. Yeah, because what you call it, I just want to, because I've never been to New York. So I would like to experience it, spend some time with you, spend some time with your daughter.
Down. Anytime you want, man. Come on down. The more the merrier. Richie's going to try to come down this summer too. So definitely, please. I always love that company, and when people come by, it's always fun.
But with that said, too, you got to return the favor, and you got to stop by Pittsburgh as well.
You know I will, of course. Yes, Jeremy makes a good point here. I'm sorry we're talking over the matches here. These matches are kind of.
They called Jackson Holiday up finally?
Yeah, up today.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, he's up today, man. So he's going to be playing short, and they're moving the shortstop that you guys had, the young kid, Gunderson or something.
Gunnar Henderson?
Yeah, Gunnar Henderson. I'm sorry, I messed up his name. They moved him over to second. So you guys got a hell of a tandem with your shortstop and your second baseman.
Like, as long as we stay healthy, we're playoff bound. I'm not.
I would definitely say. I don't know if you're going to touch the Yankees this year, but that's a hard one. But we'll see. You guys got a hell of a roster.
How are the Mets doing? Because I haven't paid attention.
They're getting better now. They're 4-7, but they're getting better.
I gotcha.
It was a rough opener to the year. They were 0-5 to start. Now, we're 4-2 over the last week. Took one from the Braves. They took one from us. Got rained out tonight. We beat the Reds in the series. So, yeah, I mean, we have some injuries, and we're not expected to contend this year anyway. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't think we're going to be anything good.
I gotcha.
Braves, that's for sure. We're not touching the Braves at all in the National League. That's not happening.
Speaking of things that we can touch, we're going to touch on a topic here. And me and John, we've talked about this, and we are officially going to be seeking rights to acquire Wildcat Willie. This is a breaking news story here on the Retro Wrestling Revival because I just saw Wildcat Willie at the entrance.
I've been in contact today with his handlers.
Yes.
His price is steep, but
I know it is.
We're working on raising the funds to get Wildcat Willie as the official mascot of the show.
Well, like with the supporters here on the Retro Wrestling Revival, they can help us reach that goal quicker. I'm just saying. And speaking of reaching goals, like once again, guys, we're at 16,000 followers. Thank you so much. I can speak for John. I can speak for Richie. We're blown away. Like, we're grateful. We just extended our market reach within like the radio show. I mean, I'm just absolutely blown away with how everything is going right now. And like the fact is that we're going to be starting like with merchandise. We're getting ad revenue. Yes, we're getting ad revenue now. I mean, I'm just blown away by it, man. And
Silver King's here. Sorry, man. We gotta talk about Silver King. Look at this guy coming out with a cowboy hat and chaps, man. And Damien 666 here.
Chaps, man, I love it. Damien 666. The first time I saw him,
did he borrow your chaps, Silver King?
He did actually, and that just chaps my ass.
Seriously, did he even ask?
No.
Son of a bitch.
And
I said Jackson is the first O to wear number 7 since Cal Ripken Sr. Did you say Wildcat Willie or Roll Tide Willie? Wildcat Willie, the mascot of Nitro. We're working on obtaining him.
And
to be the new mascot of the show.
And like to let you guys know that if you want to support the show, we do get revenue from your views, from your likes, from the interactions. But if you want to also support and you want to go above and beyond, we do have subscriptions for 99 cents a month here on the Retro Wrestling Revival. Every little bit helps. We appreciate it. Regardless, you guys are doing amazing. Thank you. So
yeah, we're going to add some bonus stuff for the subscribers when we start pushing that out a little bit more. It just got approved the other week. So we're going to figure out some stuff for that. So if you want to subscribe, it's only $1, but either way, you're going to get free material and content here all the time. We got Glacier and Ernest the Cat Miller coming out now. Yeah. Yay. And Ray Lloyd.
And we're going to have bonus content for the month, which this is within like the next few months, guys. Like, we're going to work on it. We're going to have bonus content for the subscribers. Also, we're going to have like get-togethers with like the subscribers, all that stuff. I mean, like, it's going to be an absolute fun, and you guys are making it all possible for us.
We're going to do some live and interactive if you want to do some call-in features to stuff later on. So just buckle in. We're going to have a lot of fun. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I know we've had a lot of people pop in and out throughout YouTube and throughout Facebook tonight, in and out. So, if you're checking this out later on or you're popping in live and just staying for a little bit, great to have you out. We appreciate it. Moving on to the match, though, we got Glacier and Ernest Miller versus Silver King and Damien. I'm going with Silver King. My blood's always cold when Glacier's out here. I'm going with Silver King, man. I want this guy to win.
Please, yes.
Didn't he pass away in the ring a few years ago or something?
He did, yes, unfortunately. And the thing is that it was in the middle of the ring. And actually, from what a lot of people say, Silver King was an amazing human being, very kind, a very, very good person. And it's just a shame because the guy was a huge talent. And the thing is that he's one of those people that aren't spoken of much when it comes to the Lucha Libre stars from World Championship Wrestling. Because the thing is that he was one of those guys that helped break the glass ceiling down in Mexico so these other stars, they could have opportunities. He's not spoken of very much, which is crazy, but it is what it is.
Yeah, like you said, it is what it is a little bit. It just unfortunately is what it is. Doesn't always work out too good. For some of the guys for whatever reason. I mean, they had so many great talents that
they did.
There was so much that they were able to go do. They had so many just fantastic talents.
I agree. Just imagine, which I thought some Ernest the Cat Miller and R-Truth as a tag team.
Oh man, that would be pretty banging right there, buddy.
Dude, and for like the people that don't know, Mr. Ernest Miller, he is a hell of a promo, and he's entertaining as
somebody call my mama.
Yes, somebody call my mama. And wasn't he neighbors with Eric Bischoff, and that's how he got it? No, wait.
He was his kid's karate instructor.
There you go.
He was his kid's karate instructor. Chris, I'm going to make a suggestion here to you right now, and it's because in the interest of time, I want you to be able to get to the main event. We're not going to be able to get to it. because you have to go to work at 10. So
yeah, what's up?
I'm going to say there's nothing of any merit at all that we're going to skip over here in the show. I say we skip to the end of the show, and there's a Sting thing that comes on, and then the Lex Luger match. Are you down for that?
That works for me, brother.
All right, so I got a timestamp for you. It's going to be 1 hour and 58 minutes and 12 seconds because I want to make sure that you can get the Lex Luger match in because we've been building this up for so long. I want to make sure you can get it in before work. So we're going to skip to 1 hour and 58 minutes and 12 seconds.
All right. Hold on. Okay, I'll tell you when. All right, I'm at 158.13 now.
Okay, perfect. I'll click it in 1 second here. Yes, he was Eric's neighbor. That's true. Jeremy DDP was. All right, so 1 hour, 58 minutes, 13 seconds. Let's click it now, okay?
All right, brother. Let's go.
All right,
we got
Mean Gene.
Yeah, because like let's be honest, that the other part of the show, there's really nothing of note.
It was just filler matches and shit that they were putting in there before. J.J. Dillon, the most boring commissioner in WCW history, is out right now.
He was terrible.
He was great with the Horsemen, but by God, as this role as the commissioner or whatever he was dreadful.
Who do you think was worse, him or Sergeant Slaughter?
Oh,
that's a tough one, isn't it?
Man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Sergeant Slaughter.
Okay.
And it's a close one though.
Because
at least we had DX making fun of Sergeant Slaughter, so
that's true. Well, okay, with the commissioner, normally they would get the upper hand before like the bad guy like would get one up on them, and it would go back and forth. With Sergeant Slaughter, he never got the upper hand. He always got shitted on.
Well, he just got introduced last week as the commissioner when we watched it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in the last Raw that we watched, we had him just introduced. So we're going into the Sergeant Slaughter era now.
Woo!
Yes.
We respect Slaughter.
We do. I respect JJ too. They're both great, but as commissioners, just didn't do it.
No. Girl. So, yeah. Okay. What the hell is he talking about?
He's talking about Sting. He's trying to kiss Sting's ass to get him to come and sign a contract to come back. He's talking about how it's been a year and we still haven't got any rectification to it. Some dipshit in the back's got their sign. They had it completely upside down, and you can see somebody tell him, "Hey, moron, turn it around correctly." The Traverse City goof. That look at it. See the Traverse City sign?
Yes.
What do you think about Derrick Henry? There's a question for you. What do you think about Derrick Henry, Chris?
Absolutely perfect. I think he was born to be a Raven. I think the Ravens they're going to be absolutely scary this year. And which I don't agree with this ruling with them banning hip tackles. But because they banned it, do you realize how much more that gives Derrick an advantage? Derrick could potentially, Derrick Henry. This is my prediction. He's going to rush for at least 1,300 yards this year. 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns.
It's a lofty prediction.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. We'll see. Sting from the top.
Yes.
Rappelling down now. Does he got something to say to JJ, or is he going to give him a bat right to the gut?
Why don't you tell me?
Why don't you tell me?
Do you have a silo full of tortillas?
I got 87 Espresso Canario dogs. I've named my new territory Baja Soda.
You did. I love it.
Baja Soda.
Baja Soda.
God, I love Will Sasso.
And just to let you guys know, because yes, we're doing like the Monday night watch along on Wednesday right now. But we're going to be back on normal schedule starting Monday.
Yes, we will.
So I like to let you guys know.
Sting is just giving the death stare right now to JJ. What did you guys think about JJ as a commissioner role? Did you guys enjoy him in this role or not? Or am I being too critical? Is Chris being too critical on this? I just thought he was just dry as fucking paint, man. He was just boring.
I think Lee Marshall should have been the commissioner. Saying.
I'd sign up for that all day, especially with that mustache that Lee's got.
And every single time he would end a promo, he would say, "Make sure to dial 1-800-collect."
Yes. We're gonna have Sting and Hulk Hogan in the main event at Starrcade '97. It's gonna be the epic clash of the Icon Sting versus Hollywood Hogan. And make sure to call 1-800-COLLECT, COLLECT. How much poon do you think Lee was getting on those spring break, episodes?
Dude, Lee Marshall was drowning.
Dude, he was the poon master.
Okay, he was the poon king. I'm just saying, like that mustache that Lee had, absolute just.
He was a poon dog millionaire, bro.
Exactly, and like the thing is that okay? I'm just saying, as soon as he stepped into the room, you had to get a mop bucket.
It was fucking red panty night every time Lee Marshall was out there. Those chicks were loving life.
Dude,
mustache rides were being given in the plentiful amounts of them. Sting just told JJ in no uncertain terms without saying it to shut the F up. I love it. I love Sting in this character.
Sting,
so good.
Absolutely awesome.
Jeremy's co-signing on this. JJ was bad. Thank you, Jeremy.
This early version of the Crow Sting, amazing.
He always looks so sad. That's what I loved about the character. He just looks so sad and just so disenchanted.
Do you know what I find funny is the fact that AJ Styles is ripping this off.
If he comes out with crow paint, it's over for me. That fucking theme song that he debuted was bad enough that he was talking up like he was so good. I was hoping he was bringing Evil Ways back.
Same here. And so he stole the Sting gimmick while he was in TNA with like the loner, he's not on no one's side, bull crap. And he's doing it again in WWE. And Styles, I love him. The guy's a legend. He's a future Hall of Famer. But the fact is that what do you do with him now? Is he just there to put people over?
Jeremy's got the comment of the night here. I heard Lee say the girls were great.
Great. Oh, God.
Jeremy, Chris didn't know till a few months ago when I told him that Lee Marshall was the voice of Tony the Tiger. He did not know that.
I didn't.
How could you not know that as a wrestling fan?
I don't know. But
damn you, dude, Scuba Steve.
Just imagine if you had Lee Marshall and freaking Don West as a team.
Boy, that would be one hell of a tandem right there. All right, we're on to the main event. Michael Buffer is here to announce the combatants coming out right now.
Yes.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Dude, his hair. Mwah, exquisite.
Look at her back.
Man, that thing ain't moving.
And no, it's not. Wow.
Here comes Lex.
This is gonna be great.
Yes. Sexy Lexi.
Boy, he's gonna get some good fireworks going on here. There he goes. Come on. There it is. Lex poses.
Good God, I love that. I have a question. How much do you think the pyro budget for Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania was?
Wow. That guy got at least 100 grand worth of pyro.
Good God. He gets it twice per entrance.
Jeff said, I'm the main event. Welcome, Jeff. Jeff was at WrestleMania this weekend. He was frozen fucking stiff.
But that's still like a bucket list item right there. I mean,
seriously,
John,
you got to go, man. Who cares?
Me and you would love to go to Mania.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if Lee got Tony the Tiger tattooed on his arm for Hog Wild. Maybe he did. I don't know.
Yeah. And listening to Busted Open, apparently Dave LaGreca was wearing a pink pink robe. The Cody Crybabies.
Oh, that guy is insufferable sometimes to listen to him.
I got you, man. Honestly, I pay for freaking the XM radio because I love Busted Open. I mean, I'm just saying.
Jeff said, I was frozen stiff. I don't think you were drinking any cold beers that night at the show, were you? I would have been getting some hot coffee if they had it at the stand. You guys were brave to sit through that shit, man, for 5 hours out in that freezing cold.
Okay.
So you guys were super brave, Jeff.
I mean, the hot sandwiches, though, you could do.
Here comes the icon, Hulk Hogan, right now. Yes.
Did you see the prices for everything?
I did not. No.
Which I'll send you like a screenshot. A burger was like $24.
What?
Yes.
Holy
It was
Jesus.
disgusting. A beer was like $18.
That's normal. Like if you go to a baseball game, like I'll go to a few Mets games a year. I don't drink alcohol typically, so if I get a beer, I look at it over there. It's like $17 at Citi Field for a fucking can of beer.
Wow.
$29 for 2 hot dogs and fries. Get bent. That's insane.
Yeah.
Jeff, did you get any? If Jeff's still on there, Jeff, did you get any catering? $17.50, sir, for a drink.
Wow.
Jesus. Wow.
And no wonder it was the most profitable
that weekend on some stuff right there. Those WrestleMania prices.
No wonder it was the most profitable Mania of all time.
I would have gone if I was in town. If I was in town, but I was out of the country. Unfortunately, I would have gone. But before I even booked my trip, we were looking at the time frame, and I knew it was around WrestleMania. We looked at the prices on tickets, and I didn't want to sit in the nosebleeds at all. So if I'm going to go, I'm going to spend. They were $1,000 a night, for like tickets right on the floor. And I'm like, so I'm going to go to 2 shows for, night 1 and night 2. I would have got the same tickets, $2,000 right there, just for tickets that are on the floor. They're not even great floor seats too, by the way.
Without the hotel.
Without the hotel. I mean, I live right near Philly, so if I really wanted to drive back and forth, I could have, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But, you would have got a hotel, all your food, your drinks, your entertainment for the weekend. I would have wanted to have gone to SmackDown. I would have wanted to go to NXT like Jeff did.
The WWE World.
Yeah, I would have wanted to check all that. You would have walked out, man. And if you want to stay the whole weekend and done all that, $4 or $5 easy. Yeah. Yes, I missed the party, Jeff, but we will do it again one day soon, my friend. We will get together and we will do a wrestling show together. I guarantee you, 1,000%.
Party.
Friday night SmackDown. He's meaning with like everything in the festivities throughout the weekend.
I gotcha.
Friday night SmackDown. 130 for NXT, 150 for 130 for Friday night SmackDown, 150 for NXT, $600 for WrestleMania. $600, man. 2 tickets per event. Wow. Double those prices for them right there. That's some big money they were cashing in on.
But if you could afford it and the
experience,
and it
bro,
memories, then
yes,
that's awesome.
I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it, man. I think if I would have been around, it was hard to justify, but who knows? Maybe I would have done it.
Oh yeah.
Who knows? I don't knock it at all, man. I say it's the experience. God bless it, man. Do it. Have fun.
And
anybody that knocks it is a dumbass, man, because to me, they got an opportunity to see one of the coolest events live, and they got to see all the great things that they were doing. Like you said, SmackDown, NXT. God bless them, man. If you're a wrestling fan and you don't want to go see that, then I don't know what to say for you. You're not a fan.
And speaking of NXT, Mr. Karrion Kross is back in NXT.
I saw. Let's hope they can do something with him down there.
I hope they bring back the NXT Kross.
We shall see.
Because if they do, then by God, you talk about somebody that could really be a force to be reckoned with. But unfortunately, like you said, and you guys know that Kross, he's my favorite, okay? I'm a big fan of his. And me and John, we agreed with this. John was watching the match live, the match with the Street Profits and with the Authors of Pain, Kross, Lashley, and Mania, and he flat out said to me, "Chris, this is downright embarrassing. This is horrible." So I went home, and I'm thinking to myself, maybe it ain't that bad. Every single word John said, it was right. That match was a cluster. It was absolutely.
It was dog shit, bowling shoe, ugly, awful. That's my opinion. So if somebody liked it, great. Is 41 in Las Vegas? Is that what they announced? WrestleMania 41, Chris? Las Vegas? I thought it was Minnesota.
It's Minnesota.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I'll double check on it later. But yeah, they're going to make some big revenue for that. Jeff, I went back. Jeff sent me a thing. He said, you got to watch it. He said his favorite one of the weekend. This was you, Jeff, I believe, that said this, that Roxanne Perez to go watch her match. That chick is talented, man. She is good.
She's really good.
He said NXT was the show of the weekend. And if you're not watching Dijak, who the fuck are you watching? He's great, Dijak, too. I'm glad to see him down in NXT because they bought him on the main roster. He's great down there. But that Roxanne Perez that you suggested, Jeff, I don't watch NXT. I saw her on Raw the other night. She was great. And then I saw that match with her at the show this weekend that you told me to. Man, she is good too. That kid's got some talent.
Oh, yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt.
She's going to make a play on the main roster in the very near future for sure.
And we got the Hulkster. We got
He's choking Lex right now. Boy, the crowd is standing on their feet for this one, Chris. You think they're excited?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, were you shocked that Hogan wasn't at Mania 40?
I think no, he wasn't, was he? He wasn't.
No, he wasn't. Do you think the man that helped make it what it is?
Eric said he doesn't like to travel that much.
Okay.
Yeah, Eric had said it on the show this week on 83 Weeks that he does not like to travel very much anymore, I think because of his medical issues. So yeah. I don't know if he wasn't invited or if it was his medical issues, but he did say that he does not, like to travel very much anymore. So
I gotcha. Because I know some people, they're not gonna like me and John saying this, but if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, you wouldn't have had 40 years of WrestleMania. If it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, the first one wouldn't have succeeded. Period. Which led to the subsequent 40 years. So Hogan is the biggest star in the history of professional wrestling. And this, regardless of your personal views, ladies and gentlemen, you can't deny the impact the guy's had on the business.
Yeah, no doubt. Jeremy says Dragunov needs to drop the title and come to Raw. I saw him on Raw. I thought he was pretty good, and I would definitely want to check him out. He told me to watch the Drag versus Gunther match from TakeOver 35, which I will do, Jeremy. I'll do that over the next week and check that out. I'm interested to see it. Jeff said he didn't see the big deal with them. Maybe it wasn't his best showing. He looked pretty good to me. I definitely want to see more of him.
Which I think that they booked Gunther losing the strap wrong.
Gable.
Thank you. Gable should have done it.
Yeah, but they're doing him and Sammy now, so Gable's about to turn heel on him.
Yeah, and I think Gable's going to take the belt off of him.
I don't know. I mean, he just got it, so I don't know if he's going to do it right away, but you never know.
Yeah, because Hunter doesn't like to switch the titles very quickly.
Yeah, especially when you just give somebody the strap and you just beat Gunther, the most dominant IC champion of all time.
Yeah.
So, I can't wait to see what they do with Gunther.
I think they're going to have Gunther as one of he's going to face Cody, I believe.
Eventually, I think he's definitely going to be there. I think they're going to give him a little reset for a month or two.
Yeah.
And bring him back to absolutely destroy people and go for the world title.
This is a way too early prediction. Gunther's going to win the Royal Rumble next year and face Cody at Mania.
I agree with you. That was actually, I said that on the show last night. That was my prediction. Spoiler, I'm going to say this on Sunday on the radio show. So I think it's going to be Gunther and Cody at 41. So yeah, that's what I think too. I think they're going to do Gunther and Cody.
And I think
Gunther's going to win.
And I think that's perfect booking because Cody's not going to lose the belt anytime soon.
No, that's definitely not happened.
It's
not going to happen. Jeremy asks, do you all think that Corbin comes to SmackDown with Braun now that they lost the titles? No, I don't. I think that they're going to push Braun as a single star, but I really am impressed by him. I like them as a tag team. The Wolf Dogs, I think they're awesome as a tag team, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they are.
I hope they pair him back up in the future, but I think they're going to put Braun as a singles guy and really push him to the moon. Jeff said Corbin and Braun are great together. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I just don't think they're going to do it on SmackDown right now.
I agree. Then like the new NXT Tag Team Champions, it's Axiom and forgot the other guy's name, but
I have no idea who they are.
Yeah,
I haven't watched much NXT, so.
Well, now that the Final Testament's on there, which I'm going to watch it. Speaking
leg drop from Hogan right there on Lex. 1, 2. No, Lex kicks out. Boy, Hulk Hogan sweats a shit ton, man, in a short period of time.
Oh!
This is the second leg drop now.
seeing that makes me realize why Hogan has back issues.
Yeah, I landed on that all the time in your hips and everything. NWO's out right now. Scott Hall just got taken out. Nash in those bitchin' white shoes.
Dude, listen to the crowd.
The crowd is just hyped for this. Macho just got taken out. Hogan is standing up. Flying elbow to Hogan.
This is beautiful.
Macho's getting tossed over the top. Nope. Scott Hall got taken out with an elbow too. Is he going to rack him? Come on. He's going to rack him.
One of the greatest moments in the history of World Championship Wrestling right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Right here coming up. He's got him in the rack.
Yes.
Look at Randy Anderson sell this too. Yes. Man, he taps out.
This is awesome.
Yes.
This still gives me goosebumps.
Oh, it's awesome.
This is wrestling done right, ladies and gentlemen. This is so freaking good.
The crowd is littering the ring with trash, but they're cheering at the same time. That's Detroit for you.
And they dropped the ball when it came to this title run. He should not have lost it a week later.
No.
They should have had Hogan beat him for the belt, I'd say like a Halloween Havoc, and then have Hogan go to Starrcade with the belt and lose the Sting.
Everybody's coming out now to celebrate.
This is a great
moment.
Yes.
I think Waller and Theory will keep the belts for a few months, Jeremy, and they'll get them off of them. I don't think it's going to be long.
Grayson's a very talented guy. I like Grayson.
They don't do it for me either of them. They are what they are.
Austin Theory,
they don't
talk about a fall from grace, man.
Neither of them do it for me. Great moment here for Lex winning the world title. It's a shame, like you said, it was only a week.
Yes.
Giant is stoked for it, man. Everybody's giving their flowers to Lex at this moment. We got everybody's celebrating in the ring, even that no-talent ass clown, Prince Iakea.
Every man, woman, and child, ladies and gentlemen.
Even the referees. Look at the referees are even out there, too.
So, does that make you think that the refs were in on it? They were in on the fix.
I mean, the only ref that's not out there right now is the one with the most character, and that no, he is out there. Nick Patrick is out there. They're all out there. Maybe they're on the fix. Who knows? Nick just saw him right out there. I didn't think he was there. Booker T, Ming, everybody's celebrating Lex's victory, and he just got doused with a beer in the face. Unfortunately,
this is awesome.
Great moment.
We've been building up to this, ladies and gentlemen, for months. So I'm so glad that we're finally here.
What a good moment that was. Did I watch him in NXT, Jeff? Yeah, I watched him in NXT a little bit, and I saw him. He gets heel. He gets heel heat. He just doesn't do it for me. Doesn't do it for me.
And the thing is that which our next World Championship Wrestling watch along, it'll be what, Road Wild?
Yeah, Road Wild will be the next one that we got. So, 100%.
So like we're doing Raw next week, and then the week after we're starting part 1 of Road Wild. Yep. Okay.
Jeff said he'd like to see Waller and Theory against Pretty Deadly. I haven't
They're
seen much
entertaining.
Okay, I haven't seen much of them, so I'll have to check them out too. I definitely will. Jeremy says, Chris, I know you're about to head to work, but honestly, brother, it's good to see you back. John needed the time off as well to travel. Looking forward to more live content down the road. Absolutely, my friend. Well, we don't have no fear. We're going to be doing a lot more here, and keep checking out the Facebook page. Make sure you like and follow it, everybody. Chris, final words before we sign off for the night.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much to every single person out there that supports our brand. Me and John and Richie, we love you guys to death. We wouldn't be able to do this without your support. It is awesome to be back in the saddle with you, John. I love doing this every single Monday. And like to let you guys know, and this is going to be a fun ride, ladies and gentlemen. We got Monday Night Raw next week. The week after that, we're starting Road Wild, if you will. We're at 16,000 supporters, okay, on Facebook. Let's do 20,000, ladies and gentlemen, before the summer's over. That's a goal I want to reach. So let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, everybody, we hope you have a great rest of the week. Keep checking out the page, and we got more stuff coming over the weekend for you on the radio show. So keep checking it out, and we hope everybody has a great rest of the week. So for Chris, I'm John. We're signing off for tonight. We'll see you all again real soon right here on the Retro Wrestling Revival.